The Danelaw was a significant chapter in English history, marking the period when the Danes ruled parts of England. This era began in the late 9th century and lasted into the 10th century. It was a time of conflict, cultural exchange, and transformation. The term Danelaw refers to the areas of England under the control of the Danish Vikings. These territories were established after a series of invasions and settlements. The Danes were fierce warriors, but they were also skilled traders and settlers. They brought their customs, laws, and language, which influenced the local culture. The Danelaw was not a single entity. It encompassed various regions, including parts of Northumbria, East Anglia, and Mercia. The boundaries were fluid, often shifting due to battles and treaties. The most notable agreement was the Treaty of Wedmore in 878, which divided England between the Saxons and the Danes. Under the Danelaw, the Danes established their own legal system. This was a significant departure from the Anglo-Saxon laws that had previously governed the land. The Danes had their own customs and practices, which they enforced in their territories. This led to a unique blend of laws and traditions. The Danelaw also saw the rise of towns and trade. The Danes were adept at commerce, and they established trading hubs. York, for instance, became a major center of trade and culture. The city thrived under Danish rule, attracting merchants from across Europe. This economic boom contributed to the growth of towns and the development of a more complex society. Culturally, the Danelaw was a melting pot. The Danes brought their Norse mythology, language, and art. This cultural exchange enriched the local traditions. Many place names in England today have Danish origins, reflecting the lasting impact of the Danelaw. However, the Danelaw was not without conflict. Tensions between the Saxons and the Danes were common. Battles erupted as both sides vied for control. The most famous of these conflicts was the Battle of Edington in 878, where King Alfred the Great defeated the Danish king Guthrum. This victory was pivotal in shaping the future of England. Despite the conflicts, the Danelaw eventually integrated into the larger English kingdom. The Danes and Saxons began to intermarry, leading to a blending of cultures. Over time, the distinct boundaries of the Danelaw faded. By the late 10th century, the Danes had largely assimilated into English society. The legacy of the Danelaw is still felt today. It laid the groundwork for the England we know now. The legal systems, cultural practices, and even the language were influenced by this era. The Danelaw was a time of change, conflict, and ultimately unity. In conclusion, the Danelaw was a fascinating period in English history. It was marked by Viking invasions, cultural exchanges, and the establishment of a unique legal system. The impact of the Danelaw can still be seen in modern England, making it a crucial part of the nation's heritage. Understanding this era helps us appreciate the complexities of England's past and the rich tapestry of its history.